Asalaamu calaykum waraxmatullaahi wabarakaatu walaalayaal kusoo dhawaadaba walaalkiina muumani janaalka cripto ku taajir walaalayaal waxaan rabaa maanta insha allah inaan ila qaybsado in waxaan kasta yar oo igu jirto cilmiga yar ay igu jirto aan rabaa inaan ila qaybsado biidnillaah waxaa ka faa'iidaysanaysin insha allah ka faa'iidaysta waxay kula darsi kartiin insha allah ana igula darsada put it down in the comments. Midda koowaad waxaa ka fiirinaynaa all we're doing is just a technical analysis. Dhinaca charting-ka fiirinaynaa khaasatan ma fiirinooye haddeertaan wax ku xisaabsan news akhbaar iyo waxaaseeto but fundamentals iyo news waa inaa waxay fiican tahay suuqa inaa ula socotid sometimes waxyaalaha sell off ku sabab ama buy ku sabab way noqotaa and priceka influence zaid ayay ku leeyihiin. So waxaa roon inaad dhinacaaseetan akhbaarta meeshaaseeta aad kala socotid. So from there haddii hal mar aan BTC aan nila qaybsado iyo koonyaal kale aan ishan ku haayo oo maantadan ay tahay June taariikh 30 2023 11 saac 12 saac waxay ii tahay saacadaaneetu BTC. Eventually this is what aniga ahaan prospectively aan ila muuqato oo aan dhinaca trading ugu jiro aan analysis aan ka qaatay. It could be otherwise analysis kaneeto aan meeshaan soo dhigayo walaalayaal u qaadanin that this is where it's gonna go meeshaanay aadi doontaa but more likely waxaa waaye ideas iyo different perspective ayaa isla qaybsanaa. Waxaa laga yaabaa inay iga duwan tahay mid kal fiican aad another perspective haysatid haddii aad taas haysatid ka wanaagsan. So BTC ayaa midda koowaad ka bilaaweynaa and when we look at BTC the only thing aniga there's so many chart perspective la jirto outside. Aniga mida haddeertaan oo zaid mar dhow ishii qabatay oo aan ku mashquulsanay aan dawraacayay waxay tahay oo BTC waa ujeednaa waxay ka imaaday all the way to the sell off. From that sell off on a weekly perspective haddii BTC fiirino waxay sameynaysay waxaaneeto la yiraahdo lower highs. Lower highs ayay sameynaysay and it kept on doing higher lows except for this one haddeertaan meeshaan uu taagan yahay which is considered as a double top. And probably that is one good speculation haddii oo meelahaneeto aad trade ugu jirtay oo aad la faa'iidadeeda oo laga baxo this becomes one of the places. Sida hadda u fiirinayo I mean double top could be waxay noqon kartaa V ayay noqon kartaa U way noqon kartaa V shape way noqon kartaa. Also you could consider this most likely also another a double top. So what I'm seeing BTC or isdhahaye suuqa ay ku jirto that the chart is playing to it. We will see and we will need to find out how wide the head and shoulders reversal. So sometimes head and shoulders were reversal, sometimes they become failures, and when they become failures waxaa la yiraahdaa wax continuation. So hadda hadeerta lacala haddii la dhaho BTC meeshaneeto head and shoulders kaneeto it was not validated, invalidate ayuu noqday. So this is where we would target hadhooti haddii lacala oo meeshaan uu soo jibiyo 19,000 kaneeto 14,000 is the target. That is a head and shoulder failure wax la yiraahdo. But aniga hadda head and shoulder failure uma fiirinoy ahaan waxa u fiirinoya as a price target meeshaneeto BTC ay ku fadhiso about 34k. And that's the only particular reason aan u dhahoy 34k gaaseeto ayaan target ahaan BTC ay ii tahay. It could change, you know, you could get a really blast off sell off xuna kasoo dhici karo and things might end up going not the way you're planning. So that's why it's always good to have waxa la yiraahdo stop losses or actually good predictions on suuqa that you can actually be there and you know protect capital kaadeeto. Anyway, let's get to it. Aniga ii muuqato waxaa waaye we had a really beautiful head and shoulder. Head and shoulder could be a reversal. Meaning like bahalka suuqa meeshaneeto soo daadashada uu kasoo noqday and now we are expecting another pullback up. So mid saas way u noqon kartaa Also, it could be seen as a reversal from like the sell off kikadai, that you could probably see this as a good maybe point balki lows. But you never know, it could come out and balkaneto, it could take out this lows and a new low ayosamekara, depending on how the market looks like. If you're expecting isleda suqaneto so noqoshadaneto from here, we will see upward. You are likely space في عن كجرتيت, so you have to change that perspective. I've been aniga naftirkeyga ma aaminsani that this is the actual comeback, that we would see higher highs and the price will keep continue socona ila the next halving 2024 or April la yirahdo. Qiyaastaasito ma ujeedi, there's going to be likelihood of a really flash out suuqa badan oo ka dhici doona, so it's better to be really careful. Um, so head and shoulder caneto, I mean, this was the good neckline. You can see that the shoulder was so tapped and you had at the head, it went up all the way, came back. I mean, they call it the chart analysis could be different to different people. Some people might not see this as a head and shoulder, but this is the chart perspective. Aniga aan qabo. I see it as a reversal head and shoulder. And if you have that inverse head and shoulder, and you were to just try to at least put it on close to where it break off, you will get up at least 36K. Target cast 36K. Aniga mu'ura'ay. I'm going to be very cautious with it, so at least I'm targeting 34K. Um, so Darabne, you could see that on a weekly basis, BTC ended up closing 15%. It ended up touching as high as 31.44 so tapte, but it ended up closing at 30K. Right now, Hadartan, I had Leno, 30K is the psychological analysis. But BTC, if it had a lot of a retest and a pullback or kadici doono, I'm just hoping that this will be kind of the pullback and the test back, and not to break that 28K. 28K, 28,800 Caseto. If you were to break, I would be really cautious with BTC. Then that means there's a possible invalidation of a head and shoulder. So 20, we have two good places or a pullback that would be really good to make another entry would be 25 and the 28,800 or 28,400 Caseto on a fib level. So right now it's sitting really nicely, and also wuxuu ka soo baxay. So let me just go back to my notes. These are notes kayga waxyaalan aan ku qorto waaye. It says that last short-term resistance stands waxay noqon doontaa 31K before BTC targets 34K. It's a guideline. It doesn't say 100% hey waxa aadi doona 34K. This is what I'm reading and that's what I'm targeting. If it changes, I will play along with the chart and see if there's a balki wixii la yiraahdo a good chart formation. If there's no good chart formation, trading meesha ku banaano, it's better off in a suuqa ka fadhiisid blanka iska daawatid. So you have a steady growth on an uptrend with a higher highs and a higher lows. We can go to the daily. Daily and aadno daily waxiris at least scrutinize usameno. We have this beautiful trend line from all the way to the previous bottom, or wuxuu samaystay a low into low oo samaystay, which was closer to the previous lows, and then it made a higher low, another higher low. So this is a continuation pattern to at least capture the next probable sell off. If you were to deal another sell off probability or suuq hadii uu kasoo dhaco, and you want to be is leedahay suuqaneeto, I will take or I will make some entries. I see this is, if I could only find bahalkii la dhihi jiray, wuxuu ahay price label. This is what I was looking for. So your price label next time, maybe said the 2700 caseto, a really good sell off to break the 28K, a bounce back for a trend line, had a trend line caseto. I mean, sometimes that if you believe firmly trend line caseto will hold, that would be a really good entry. One thing I would be really cautious with how the break of 28,800 and this break of this trend line to downward, then that means the bulls have actually lost momentum coda. Then now you have the people who are the bears coming into the market and starting to at least make some sell-offs. So word of cautious, تحضر ماشي زائد وباهن tahay when it comes to the sell off haduu ka dhaco and a pullback. That pullback, waxa waaye, at least you have to be very, very resilient. Another thing that you could also hadertan chart pattern, it's actually developing itself. It's slowly. You have a really another small wixii la yiraahdo baalkii bull flag. So is this? So you just reading. All you're doing is you just reading your chart patterns. Your chart patterns. If you see a chart pattern في عنا aragtid, at least you make that entry on that chart pattern. So a bull flag, the way you would trade it is actually try to get it from measure key imade all the way to the flag itself. So I mean, just this is a roughly estimate. Why not 100%? Measure how do you take a dono? It's the same. It's level. That will at least guide you to 36K. Same thing with the head and reverse head and shoulders. But target K, at least I'm targeting 34K instead of 36. You do not want to go into high speculation cassette for price action. Uh, Meeshaneetu is just here to take profits and to make some gains, and waxaa raadinaysaa the next price entry. Another thing that I was watching previously waxa waaye on a weekly basis, that it ended up closing above the 21 weekly MA, weekly exponential moving average, which is pretty good. I mean, haddii aa fiirisid, haddii aa closely u fiirino, wuxuu ku fadhiyaa 26,600. This was a place that this 21, a lot of times waxaa ka dhacday retest on a daily way badan tahay, but on a weekly you might have had 1, 2, almost like 3 weeks tested one time below it or aaday, but it never closed underneath it. It went came back up again and meeshaan support u fadhiya. So this is it's actually showing a good momentum of a continuation for this at least buy dhinaca bulls oo ku jiro for the buy. So that's also another thing. As it goes up, the price will see socdona. The 21 EMA will continue with it, and there will come a time hadhowti isdhaafi doonaan oo hoostiisa u imaan doono, and that's a good indication to get out. Another price that it's actually showing right now, it's being respected, is the 200 simple moving average. The 200 simple moving average kadi afir, which has been respected for the previous sell-off, was Watan Ameshan Okufadio, and it has not visited that time. So another, at least, those pullbacks, Hadoti Markaladaha BTC, hey, there's going to be a sell-off, sideways sell-off, maybe another sideways go up. Those are the indicators Lafir Sakaro already, hey, this will be a good entry for me and to catch another bulky long. And one thing also I noted was BTC, at least wuxuu ka soo baxay this downward channel. It broke off. You can easily probably also just take the level of the channel. If you cut at the other the channel kanitan kasoo galaya, it closes above the channel. You make your long, and this will be your target, the 30K target, 3,500 target kaado noqonaya. That's how a way to trade it. Some other people on RK, they consider this as a bulky lirado falling wedge. Let's see, from here to here, probably, yeah, from where it actually came from. Some other people waxay u fiirinayeen bahalkaneeto as a falling wedge. Kept on making higher lows and low lows, steeper low lows, and eventually it broke that out. Once it breaks that out, you just measure or kasoo samee breakout ko kasoo samee, and you put it along there, you test it. Now you have 31,400, which is a little bit even better. Balkim halna better trading will give you a better return haddii aad dhinacaaseeto ahaan aa u fiirinaysa. But right now, so it will be really, really the best, balki la yiraahdo, a good entry for a pullback. Once we see at the 28,800 caseto, that would be a really good pullback. If it does not, this is a good continuation of a bull flag to 34K, and that would be another exit liquidity measure noqon doonto. And one thing, or probably the bears are actually now paying attention to, is the RSI. I mean, RSI right now is becoming really hot to measure how the compared to the previous one. I mean, at least you have the momentum. It's slowly slowing down. It is coming back down for this sell-off kaneto kadacday. your profit taking can ka dhacay, at least it push down the RSI, and that will give the RSI the momentum to come back up again and try to break the previous RSI. And then right now, if you look at your RSI, you're definitely making higher. Intan ujeda RSI keeps coming down, but you are making the same balki lirado. You're making the same price action. So you have a kind of a hidden bearish divergence right here. You have this thing, price is coming down. Sorry, momentum ku hoos usoo socda wuu soo daadinaya, and you have your price which was going from here to there, and now it has stabilized. Wuxuu noqday at a stable level ayuu ku jiraa at a horizontal, which is a good bearish indicator. That tells you, hey, things are slowly dying off. We need to see a little bit Balkan momentum connected to cool off and to reflect asiga your price momentum ki price action to reflect each other before we it actually makes another move. So all in all, the charting, what I see or what I'm trading for is the long run. That long run, Caseto, I'm trading on is the 34K is the target. There could be a sell off again to 28 800 Caseto. That would be another good entry, but at least make sure you have a good stop loss. You do not want to participate or RSI already on. Even if you look at on your weekly, you still have that bearish RSI divergence. You have also here Balki Lirado, at least double top, and then it's on the same price oo kusoo noqday from previous sell-offkii uu kasoo dhacay. So I will be really cautious at the end. I'm going to make another long entry from here. Here it's about profit taking. Inshallah, that is my perspective on BTC. So and then the same thing goes with Balki Lirado, Ethereum. When you look at the momentum wise, momentum kadi afirinaysi 200 SMA, 21 EMA, they're almost like similar. You can is almost Islamishi ay tagihin. But now you had this breakout. I mean, look at this. This is. I mean, you had a really good breakout. Yes, there was a balkili making higher highs for me. Meshan a high Ethereum. If you were to break this above this, that was my long. I was like, hey, balkanato dujib solo kor usi socdo. That's a long, and you just make a good balkili exit. You have an exit liquidation here. At least you have that exit liquidation. This could be at least your guidelines. Next time waxaad og tahay that this one eventually haddii oo noqdo this is my exit. Meeshaan dhigtay, if this price has to for the bulls balkan momentumkan inuu kusoo socdo, it has to make a higher high. If it does not make meeshaanito higher high ganito kusii socdo, it needs to make another higher high. If it does not do that, haddoo saas oo high high gaa soo sameyn oo meeshaan uu soo jabsado, I am so cautious. I'm out of it. I'm at least looking for a below target to make another entry for bahalkaneto dhinacii Ethereum la yiraahdo. Haddeertaan wuxuu taagan yahay, it's almost tapping to $2,000, 19,300 or 1,940 ayuu meelahaaseeto ayuu maraya. You have a good resistance of 2,000, which is a psychological resistance. I put my waxaan gishanayaa cross the trend line, papa. So when it goes above this, aniga hadoti, I get notified. I have my notification on. When I know Balkan had so tapped it's closing above it. I know, hey, this is probably another exit location, or maybe maybe some shorts. That's how I make my trading. But the after receipt on the other spectrum of it, this is you at least your 1600 1651 or 1680s. You are looking meshane to 1668 or 1651, whatever kugu soo dhaco. This is where you are looking for at least price to stabilize and hold itself before it actually continues and tries to break that 2000. Had you another high rejection of kasodo, that's a good confirmation that the price was actually rejected and a very little continuation of kado. RSI, if we even look at the RSI, was with the mid. But what I want to bring your attention to this right now, it's actually forming a ascending channel, ascending triangle. And if it does that ascending triangle, Kaseto, I mean, eventually you have to extend this out. Let's kind of here. Eventually, you need to have it like this. You need to have it like this for it to be a really good valkyrie, rather um, ascending triangle, meaning that hey, price Caneto, it was on a good sell off, it came back up, tested the previous highs, it tried to take out the previous Melahaneto. You can also see that there was a good support Meshaneto, which right now it has become a good resistance. So you could probably play along this and say, hey, Malk, this is where I'm targeting. I'm targeting these places. We could just take, I mean, you can take it here, you can take the week. I usually play a lot with the weeks. So you can say, hey, Meshaneto was the resistance, it broke out, and now you have a resistance, but eventually it became a support here, and now you also have another support. It got tested again, you have another support. So this is a good holding support. So what you need is for this price to continue on a Balkili rather ascending triangle, whether you have it at the end to kuhasatid, meshan akadigatay, or intercategory. I mean, you can play both of them and see how it actually plays for you. So what then you would do is just measure that measurements and see where it breaks it, and that tells you Ethereum has to go to 34, 3300 Caseto, which was a previous resistance right here. So a good indication that you had your previous. This is on a weekly. This is the long scale and kahadloi. I'm kahadloi 2 days or 3 days jump or 4 days jump. I'm looking at least a couple weeks of a turnout. So let me even change this. Can ambidishto even like this even a lot more, so that I know my weekly higher highs is being respected instead of my daily. Ko waxaan ku jiraa trades for daily, but I right now hadeertaan waxaa u bedeshtay on my weekly bahalkii la yiraahdo weekly trend line. So when I know the price comes back down again, 1400, that I know, hey, this is a good Meshan opportunity, a good trading opportunity. A Meshan Kafurmuno. So one more good entry, probably a continuation. And when that breaks on an upper level, Marcus will a really good breakout. But so far we could have seen at the Meshan head support. So far we have seen this as a fake out. And then Wakuso Nokre, it came back down again. Now this is actually another support it's holding. Or you can say, hey, this is a fake out to this line. Whatever you put your support card, it is relative to you. Adiga said, ufa mesit is support measures are did. Why? It does not mean that you have to trade with other people what they are trading or what they are seeing. So I mean, this is at least the very least where I would want to see a good pullback come back down to or another good entry for a respectable 1500 or that even 1400 Caseto. So now let's move back to one thing else, and I want to bring your guys' attention to is the BTC dominance. We know the BTC dominance wuxuu ku jiray on a weekly, very long multi-week of wax la yiraahdo rectangular pattern. This is a really good indicator of Balkaneto. It has been sitting here for almost year in sanad iyo wax ka badan. Let's just look at the date range from here to here before it broke out. That is 749 days approximately. 749. So that is a lot. Intaasoo maalmo ayuu ku jiray since maybe probably since 2021. You can see almost close and more than 2 years ayuu meeshan ku jirtay. This is your BTC dominance, meaning everything is being put on BTC. All the cards waxaa waay BTC ayaa la gelinaya. You the way the chart tells you, the way we end up trading this thing is you have a breakout, and once you break out, you target BTC to go to 60%. However, the market doesn't allow it. Why? the market haddeertaan suuqa iyo meeshaan uu marayo with the CPI coming data and there's no money flow soo galayo likelihoodkaada is very low for you to see that breakout and continuation kaaseeto inuu sii socdo. Right now it's tapping at a previous resistance which was 52.28. That is another resistance or haddeertaan or it BTC dominance oo soo taabtay. We could see the high was 51.87. It got rejected. Another high here, 52.18. So this is a good reference to Adi Kartid Meshaneto. Wuxuu ku jiraa another resistance that is trying to make it support, but right now it's seeing a sell-off, a rejection. That tells me that hey, when this thing gets rejected, I want BTC to hold this place. If that place does not hold the BTC dominance, then there's going to be a huge sell-off back to 44%. And 44% haddii uu kusoo noqonayo, that puts it BTC even way lower than the price measure haddeertaan uu ku fadhiyo. Um, so that is as far as the dominance. You could see probably we have some bearish continuation meshaneto, bearish divergence. I'm sorry. You have a weekly high highs. Let's just look at a daily. Your daily, oof, it daily tells you even otherwise on your BTC dominance. You have this thing going high, I mean high, and the price just sell off. So is it gonna try to come back up again and retest it, or is it wuxuu arki doonaa sell off to come back down again? I mean, when the dominance starts going down, that's when you see the alts or the Ethereum at least making some good momentum. Let's move that. The Akaso Tagno BTC and Ethereum. Um, this is going to be a really little bit longer tech analysis because I'm trying to show you guys what I see, and inshallah at kafaydaysated. I mean the way and try to make some trades. So this is another Balkanet or Halirada BTC CME futures. This is how I mean it's open only the weekdays. Weekends going to high. This is when they end up making trades, um, really big, huge trades. One thing Hadaya Hata, we went back. If we were to look back to our bulky, our head and shoulders from here to, I think it was somewhere here, probably, yeah, the breakout, and see where it actually broke out. Imesha kukene, it brings you even closer to the gap. So these gaps, they have to get filled. Eventually, gaps are an issue. Like these gaps, they eventually get filled. We had a gap here, BTC Mercosoda, then it went back up again. It made a gap, Meshaneto, as the price was coming up. Into gap, price went up. But we see what happens 25K or so tapte, was so date, price, the gap got filled. Into Meshano Kanoko, the price went up, high, kept on going high. It made a gap. This gap has not been filled. BTC was so the other night, it was supposed to come down here and fill this gap, which is 20,000 Okujura. That gap is not been filled. I'm waiting for that gap to be filled. Eventually, wuu soo buuxi doonaa or it will never wuu ka tagi doonaa. I've seen it a lot. Right now, it's what it's trying to test or maybe even feel it is this gap. The gap of 34K to wuxuu ku jiraa haddii aan kan ka leexiyo inta waxaa waaye 34K meeshaana 35,200. So that puts you closer to 35,500 to 36K. So this gap is also another gap. So the question is, will this bull flag take you to the gap, or with this head and shoulders reversal breakout take you to this gap? That is yet to be found out. That is the game I'm playing. I'm playing for this gap, Caneto. Probably you might get a pullback here, sell off, and do something about Caneto or Kusodato, sell off and do like that, and then just go and test that and start, seeing some dramatic changes, and probably come back down again and test this. Allahu Alam. But if that's the case, that's another good chance for a lot of people or the measure or kumakna on a kafa idaysanin. Total is the same thing. Total dominance right now, BTC, crypto market, everything right now, it's trying to test out its previous resistance. Wuxuu ka soo baxay the previous sell-off uu ka soo jiray. I mean, it crushed it through, but we've never had a probably a pullback. Pullback risa kasoo dhacay. Let me just go from log to linear. Haddii linear fiiriyo, it just crosses through that. What I'm using aniga waxaan isticmaalayo log chart, so ma isticmaalayo a linear. So what we are going to know is this thing, if it breaks this thing up, I mean, this is a good at least pullback. Baalkii la yiraahdo dhinacii crypto market toro. But what you want to see is a good balkaneto entry, and you want to see a supported bull trend that price keeps continuing high and keeps making high. If not, invalidation fiican ayay noqonaysaa, si fiican ayuu usoo daadanaya. These are the coins that I've been keeping an eye on. Engine has been very great to me. Haddii aa u fiiriso, Engine has been actually respecting the price action. That Balkaneto, it just blew this out. Like, it just came up out of nowhere. Probably people not paying even attention to it. Want to see so that its previous high was about 24. So is this thing going to continue and slowly climb up? For whatever cause hadirtan uu ku jiro, all I'm waiting for right now is at least a pullback for Balkaneto. Again, mm, you had Balki Lirado ascending. What is it? Sometimes you end up getting confused. Names they will throw you have ascending channel and descending channel. Meaning Bahal Kaneto, it was coming here. You had a good descending channel. So if this is a descending channel, meaning Bahal Kan, it makes a higher lows, and it makes a really straight line here, then you are expecting a breakout to come back down again, which is 3.2. But what happened here right now is probably a failure. If it's going to be a failure, if this is going to be considered as a failure of a descending channel, then that means you are targeting the other way around for a breakout to go to 13.2. And the reason why I say that is Balkan Wajab Sade, you can see that is actually, momentum case, it's very slow. Is it dying off? So if it comes back again with the sell-off and makes it back inside here, then Balkaneto was a fake out, and that this was not a breakout failure, that it's actual a bulky descending um, descending triangle, and then you just target Marco or so Jabsado, you're just targeting 3.2. That's how I look at it. And I'm just a trader. I'm waiting for both of them. Waiting for a pullback and make the entry for the pullback. That pullback, you just make your stop loss right here. It comes back inside. Oh, okay, it was a pullback. Balkan, it was a fake out. Into Sogale, and then you just stay in the same trade caseto. So as far as engine, Tasan Ujeda render has been a beautiful one. So this is another one. Render, I see a render, a lot of weakness aku jirto. Most of the coins, some of the coins waxa ku jirto weakness badan aku jirto. I hope you can actually see my readings. My readings waxa ka fiirinoya only my weekly support. That this weekly support has to hold. If this weekly support does not hold, then I know I'm targeting a simple moving average of a 200 on a daily basis. So the 21 EMA at the accuracy right now, it's holding. The 21 EMA yeah, exponential moving average, and you had a previous support caneto. Right now, it was one time a resistance, and now you have it as a support. So that price is being respected for now. What I'm waiting for and Kugado is actually a sell-off. So that sell-off, probably you would also good target for another bounce back. That 200 MA 200 MA gaseto. Also, I'm also checking is the bulky lirado. This is a good. You can look at it on a daily basis. The after, you have a what you call a falling wedge, sorry, rising wedge is when you bulky. Waxaa ku jira all of my videos. What I'm doing right now, I'm putting together video yasha neto, the way I trade your trade yasha aan kasoo hadalnay, how to make entries and exits. If you watch those, highly recommend wax ka baratid. And this is how I'm just putting it together to actually make my trades. Right now, this is a good shorting opportunity for me. Sa aniga ujeedo, right now I do have head and shoulder from the price was making a high highs, but then it ended up forming a left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. Now you have this as your neckline caneto. I know this is when it actually breaks out. This is what I'm targeting right here. This is where you just grab it from. Always, this is just an approximate guidelines. So kuya hai waka fiirsanaysa. I know when it breaks this place out, enter. Good entry. Price is 1.2. That's for head and shoulder price target. Also, another way of Firina is a rejection. If this place is where the right shoulder was at, if this place gets negated or price kaneto render or so noqdo, that it keeps on making higher high and it continues and it breaks this out, it takes this out and closes above this, then I know that my falling wedge and fiirsanay and I fiirsanay this neckline has been negated. So then I need to be at least changing my perspective and how fiirinaya then along, and you just take the shoulders from the head and shoulders to from where it actually breaks above, and that's where you're targeting a little bit higher than that, I believe. Yeah, it's a little bit higher than this actually. Neckline-ka kana ka soo qaaday. Waxaa ka soo qaaday the support of a weekly support kaaseta u soo qaaday that horizontal line. So I know Balkanet Hadut, if it gets rejected, that is where I'm targeting. As a trader, you try to find Mesha Kagali ahead, whether it be a good long or a good short. That's how I'm looking at. Another way to which prob I did not Balkanet Muku Galin. I was just doing some my observation kiga it has to play the way I want it. Wa ina aniga oo dhinacayga the way I want it, Balkan has to play out. If it does not play out the way I want it, I'm not making trades. Well, it's cut fire. So we had a falling wedge. This thing actually went up, it came back here, took the support, and bounced back up again and made a retest, rebound. Meaning that Balkan to falling wedge, now we have a rebound. It's coming back out down again. It tested this, it could not resist, it could not break it. It held it, so it's trying to come back again. Probably it's going to go a little bit shorter than this. Wakaso gabnanaya. I am not interested in all these trades. What I'm interested is this breakout. So that is the way the way I want to trade it. If when I was here at the Balkan and I was making these charts for this falling wedge, Anarchy already went this, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to keep waiting. Retest Osame, when he made that retest, I didn't take the trade. For whatever reason, if I didn't make the trade kamakadin, and I'm just watching it, I'm watching it right now. So what I'm watching right now is this for this breakout or the Balkan to also the water that it does not negate my weekly or a daily close. Also the water 2.2 mela another good shorting opportunity. RSI, I mean, look at it, RSI at least it respects the higher lows also may, the hidden bearishness or into kujurti. That would tell you this thing is a lot weaker than it is. So the RSI, what probably is going to happen is it's just going to get rejected again where it's at right now, Meshanu Jogo, or maybe come up a little bit. So either way, price has to play sida adiga ubahanatid. Another beautiful chart trade and hadertan and kulojuro on and the winner is the LTC. Litecoin played really well for me, Alhamdulillah. Yesterday, it was a good long for me yesterday. 80% out. At the time, I'm just another entry is also another short entry for me. You don't have to play the way Aniga and Pal can play Usman Oyo. You can see that it respected really well. The 21 EMA was a good resistance. Once it found the support on a weekly basis, Balkan 21% increase ayo so qaaday. So I know right now I'm sitting above my 21 EMA. That is a good Balkan to continuation of this bullish kaneto kujuro, the LTC for whatever reason or kujuro. Um, what we have seen is a good breakout. I mean, you had a good breakout from your own Balki and Firsano is this uh, really good triangle, really good rectangles. They play really well. They respect them a lot. Use them guidelines. If it gets rejected, it got rejected, and now you have at least another another Balkan lirado, another same rectangle that's about to be respected or it's about to be invalidated. So another validation of this, the price would go all the way to your next level resistance, which is about almost 140 and up. Let's see. So, yep, let's push this down a little bit lower to the bulky the week. So at least I know a good breakout on a weekly perspective, the long run. I feel so. I think I'm not looking today or 3 days. I'm looking at least good couple weeks of holding price. Yes, intraday in Wahajirta, some days in and out, like yesterday, good scalping. We need a good breakout or at least pull back the 103 price to hold. Once that price holds, that is another good entry for a continuation for the Litecoin. Once it gets rejected, then you know back waxa ku jirnaa, waxa ku soo noqotay, you are back in this channel trend line, which is another good opportunity for traders. A lot of traders would see that box kaaseeto waxay u qaadanayaan, they will play along with the box. They will play along with this one. You had it here. You had it here as a resistance. You had it here as a support. There was a fake out here one time, and you also had another resistance. Came back out again. Right now, it's actually sitting as a good support. Meeshaan to support ku ahay. So now you have two supports. And when I saw yesterday, and that's when I made my trade, was when I saw that this thing, it's a short trade, really quick, scalp in and out, balkane to markan arke, that it actually broke this line, and it broke that channel, and it was above my 200. It was above my 200. Price was coming up on a 15 on a 2 hourly at the Afiri. I was sitting down watching it. And I saw it. I saw this move. Once I saw that move, and then I saw another move come right back at it again and broke this, then definitely that was for me a good indicator. This comeback was the long opportunity to trade it all the way to here, and that was my exit. I did not balkan it all the way to where it's at today. This was my exit. And look at it, back down again, 21, 21 simple moving average respected again. If probably you would have put in and done another buy for 21 simple moving average, guess again, you will have probably be sitting right now on a bulky. Let's just measure this move. Uh, Probably you will be sitting on 24% increase from where the ever price got Akasogashi. So that's how I am trading the Litecoin. Another way, most likely, you could see that is we are just waiting for that pullback. So if that pullback is supported and price holds this price, Mecha Neto, it actually holds it and it does not come back here and test this again, that would be a good indication of Balkan. It was a good rejection, and then it's going to come back and retest the trend line or this previous support. So on the long run, right now it's looking really good. It just needs to hold the price measure or kufadio. But if you look back down again on your RSI, it tells you otherwise, Balkaneto, that the momentum it's slowly dying off. That you had another high, came back here, it's retesting bearish divergence, uh, hidden bearish divergence, not an actual bearish divergence. There's a hidden bearish divergence and a bearish divergence. Same thing with Aave. Aave, LTC, they are almost basically doing the same kind of indication. What right now we have, it's a good. I should change this thing. We have this descending triangle despite one huge bullish candle. This is a really good bullish engulfing candle. Takes the whole weeks, 2 weeks out, sell off. But however, it did not go above this. What I'm looking for is a breakout from this place. This is my breakout. That is my entry. And there we go. Gets rejected here. It got rejected once. It got rejected once, got rejected twice. Marcus at the hat, it's getting rejected. It's still inside. So the question is, would it come back up again and test that 75, or that was it? Once that okadaо, I know adoti, if this thing comes back down again and it breaks that, Ave would go really, 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 really. It will probably even go and retest the uh, previous Balkane to Logisa, which was about 25. So right now, I mean, all you're looking is for an invalidation of a descending channel. So this is the descending channel. Once Balkaneto it breaks it above it, then you know your targeting is here. And let's go back. Is it sitting somewhere? Nah, on a weekly basis, it's actually not even sitting anywhere. Most likely, weekly basis at the days you have on a support. You're just looking at measures. It. Oh, yeah, there it is. So it's actually sitting on a weekly basis. This is your uh, previous resistance, which was a resistance here. It broke it. Here support, and right now it's going to be your next resistance. That is only if this thing becomes invalidated. Balkaneto, the descending channel. I will be really cautious trading it. Ave suqa set suqa duk suq so daadanayo, it's gonna look really really horrible. The sell off, if it sell off happens, this looks really weak to me. But right now it's not that bad. All it wants is just to break out from this sell-off Kaneto Okujure all year long sell-off Kano Kujure. You want it to break out and go up on a weekly basis. Once you break this out, you have to at least go level by level, test your previous 110, break that out and continue, or maybe even test this Meshaneto, go out, test that, and come back down again, and maybe even break it up again above. That is one scenario. The other scenario, how I come back here, gets rejected, stay here for long, slowly depleting, and meeshan marka usoo dhawaado break it down. So possible scenarios why you could play either way, and we'll see inshallah what happens. XRP stays the same. um, XRP has been, waxaa la sugaya akhbaarta suuqa laga soo baxayo, or XRP, this will go to 10,000, it will go to 1,000 once SEC baalkaneeto dacwadiisa ay dhammaato oo suuqa lasoo dhigo, Coinbase lasoo dhex dhigo. I mean, there's a lot of speculation to XRP. Speculation ha ku jirto isan ku jirin. What we are doing is we are just focusing on the baalkii la yiraahdo trade lines, and you're just focusing on your trades. Right now, it got rejected on a previous resistance. Um, so the question is, what I'm waiting for right now is to see at least a break above this. Once it breaks above that, it's a good entry to 77. That will be a good target. Or rejection or kasodo, then we know we are coming back down again to zero point 0.3. But right now, it's sitting on the upper momentum, is sitting a lot more stronger than the downward momentum caseto. And the only time it is going to change is when this price is not respected and it breaks, it takes out this previous low, then I know it's a good short Balkan. It will just continue going down. So 21 exponential moving average, it gets respected with this Balkan coin. A lot of them have some volumes in it. Same thing with Link, Midkala, and Zaid. I know it's going to be really weak. Is Balkan at one, I could just probably say, hey, this was a good double bottom. It was a good resistance. Another resistance is right now it's actually just playing a little bit weak. Is it going to break out and test the previous 0.08, or is it going to fail? Once that Balkane Tolirado, the double bottom fails, then I know it's a breakdown on a one rejection. So this is my notes. What I'm just right now is just waiting for the 50 simple moving average before it goes above it, and the 200 simple moving average, which is more like at the top. That is where it's just going to get rejected. So it's a short entry, short trade. Once if it comes above this, long to 200. That is my notes. Aniga and notes ahaan u dhigtay, but I see weakness in it. The other one I see really huge weakness. Suuqa zaid ugu xun tahay waxaa waaye this one. EUS, it is looking really bad. It does not look good. um, EOS 78. It's coming even really close to my entry and Ratsunoyo. I mean, right now it's just probably here or even here, whatever you entry ufirsanuyo. Year-long descending triangle completed with much lower target. Resistance stands at 0.0805. Rejection brings it back in the triangle. So I have no idea where this one would even go had the rejection of Meshanka Sodo. This is one good, perfect example of a breakout on a year long descending channel where here was your support, here was your support, you made a resistance, you made another high low resistance compared to this, and you could not hold support caneto, you broke it, and now what you're doing is a pullback, a throwback at the hand when it's coming back up from back down. Now what you're doing is a throwback. You are actually giving more opportunity to people who or meeshaan kasoo galin or traders who probably are waiting right now like me to just make that entry. And once that entry is made, it's a good sell off. Same thing, you just measure the move all the way to 0.32 or 0.34. That's a good target setup. That's a good short, whichever 5x, 2x, slowly because it's on a weekly chart price action. It's not on a daily chart price action. Abara kujuresa for it to actually play it out. So Allah musta'am on a weekly wawjeda is just looking really weak. This Balkan Tolirado EUS. Um, wow, XVS actually is holding up. So this is another small cap or trades and radio is just to see that it's are they holding. This was a good one example. It did not continue. It made a really good breakout also made, and it came back out again. So I mean, the question is how far could this be traded? So good entry, probably, you know, trade it like very, very low, uh, target over 5.57. But on a daily, akaradines, you just slowly go back down again and see where is it going. Look at your momentums. How far is it getting rejected from Meshu had the tagging high? How many times has this been supported? Or how many times has it been tested out? So it's been tested out several times. Okay, that is a good at least entry. It closes above this, then you know right now once you're just waiting for this close out, close above that, then you know it's a continuation to there. Rejection, you know it's back down again. You just play that game. Allahumma musta'an midka kale aan ku dhammaystiriro waxa u malaynaa wuxuu ahaa I think optimism. Optimism, there's a lot of weakness to it. Even though optimism, I was hoping that this is going to be probably a head and shoulder. I mean, it still probably could play out as a reverse of a head and shoulder, inverse, but I'm still waiting. It's a question mark at Isaran. Would that be uh, shoulder? Do you into Imado, neckline? Do you Imado? Then, yeah, we have a good bulky Balkilirado, one huge neckline. Here is your shoulder, here's your neckline, and here's your head, here's your other shoulder, into Nkodona, breakout, and then that's above target. Um, if it goes up there to 1.48, I mean, this is another good rejection area. Right now, the way I am seeing this thing is on the downside. There's not a lot of potential to it unless Ethereum, waxaan arkaya warar laga soo daaya I see Ethereum. So it's all about waiting and trying to find a good momentum entry. Um, the way I was wanting to trade this and I would have been a good trade, but you know, sometimes you miss out, you know. It was this trend line. I was just watching this trend line and waiting for the trend line to break out and retest it, which we did, um, or retest or kasoo dhacay, that would have been a perfect entry. This trend line was giving me, hey, we are going to back down again to zero point 0.7 a retest. Ayuu sameynaya. I'm still holding the opinion of Balkaneto. Weekly got rejected above the resistance, a possible head and shoulder forming, and so forth. 1.8. If it gets rejected, the neckline or doesn't break the diagonal support, it's back down as a continuation. So let's see. Let's see. What are we talking about? Notes Kagan Fiorio. Um, yeah, this was it. This was it. This was the trade. This was a 4-hour trade. Akafirinai for this breakout target below, but it did not. It didn't even go that far. I didn't even play it, but it was one thing under high. Hey, this is what's going to happen. If it happens, that would be a good shot. But sometimes you end up asking that winners and you never play it. And that's why I was targeting from here to here. And you always have your stop signs. Allahumma musta'an. Let's just delete that because no, there's an alert. Alert KG I have some notes, so I'll watch it right now. I mean, everything is it's right there. So inshallah, it's about maybe just waiting for that pullback. For another pullback, that would be a really good entry for a BTC. Or are we going to see this is a good continuation to actually go and retest the previous high for either one of the trend line or the Valkyrie rather inverse head and shoulder. Inshallah, these are just own opinions on a weekly basis. Why? And I would hold it for like a whole week and so stop loss كيجي وكفوق هاي and so forth. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. خيرا نيدافي. Inshallah, I'll see you guys in the next video.